Hey, alright, so I'm getting quite a few emails at this point. Well, I don't know. Not quite a few. I'm getting a handful of emails right now about people trying to get some help on the 7-segment display. So let's kind of break this down right from the get-go. Alright, because the first thing you need to start with here is the 4-digit 7-segment display test code. Okay, so you need to copy this and you need to paste it into your system. Again, this display 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all these 15 like numbers here. These things are going to display the first number, which is technically the second number. 0 is the first number in the system, and then it's going to spit that number out. Okay, so you're going to copy that stuff. All of this gets copied. You're going to bring it over to your Arduino. If you haven't redone the wiring yet, then I would upload that. Okay, and that's just going to start displaying numbers to all of your digits all at the same time. One by one, your common cathodes, the ones that have like the resistors, are your common cathodes. One by one, you need to like disconnect the resistor or like the wire or whatever, and keep track of which one of the 4 digits just turned off, so that you can track and like write this down, put it into your code, whatever you're going to do. You're going to send, create integers and create pin modes that are going to output a, that's just an output, a pin mode for an output for each one of your digits. So I've named my digits digit 1, digit 2, digit 3, and digit 4. And when I look at my code, I can see that digit 1 is connected to 7, digit 2 is 13, 3 is 12, and 4 is 11. Okay, and again, I've set those all up as pin modes. Now, you don't need to follow my digits exactly. The important thing is that you just know what digits and where you have yours plugged in. Okay, all of those are going to be outputs. Then we jump down into the loop, and the first thing that I put in my loop, well, first of all, the first thing that I do after I've got the wiring set and I know which one's which, is I comment out all of the display stuff. Okay, you don't need it anymore. Holding on to this so that you can like see it and use it is good, because you're going to need that above, but that will help right there. So when we start going through this process, we need the time. Okay, so again, the time comes from stopwatch code, and read the instructions. You'll need to create an integer for 10 seconds, which will be set to 0, and 100 seconds, which will be set to 0 also, to make this work, right? So that belongs at the top of your code as well. 100 seconds, 10 seconds. Okay. I've also created an interval, which is called 4, which is going to be used for a delay later on, but we'll come to that later on. Going to upload and test, check your serial monitor. So again, we're going to take all of this code. This is going to go at the top of your void loop. So that's going to go up here. Okay, here's all of my stuff, right? You can upload this, you can test it, you can open up your serial monitor. It should be displaying, the count times. Okay. So you need to wire your common cathodes to their own digital output, which we just talked about, to display stopwatch time on some segment display. Okay, so again, this belongs in there. All right, so we're to that point now. We've got everything wired up to their own individual pins. So now we need to start displaying the stuff, right? And again, when we turn one of our digits to low, we're creating a ground, and against a common cathode, cathodes go to ground. So when we create a low, it allows power to pass through our digit. Okay, you can kind of ignore this at this point, I think, because I've fixed the code to not do that anymore. But I set my digit 1 to 0, and again, in my instance, I guess actually I have this backwards. In my instance, digit 1 is this one right here. I guess I went backwards. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So when digit 1 is low, that is going to allow this digit to turn on. And because that's my 10th second digits, I use the function called display, which again is this function that's created up here. I say display, and then I say 10th seconds, because 10th seconds is going to be the time that spits out 10th seconds. Okay? Now, the other thing that I have to do is you're going to have to add a delay to the system. I set my delay as an interval so that I could keep changing and tweaking it. Throughout all of my experimentation, it seems like 4 to 5 milliseconds works the best for a delay. So you can either create an interval that's like equal to 4, and you can mess with that. You can kind of see, like, as you change your intervals up and down, like how it affects your program. Or you can say, you know, delay 4 milliseconds. Where is it? Delay 4 milliseconds. That just allows it to turn on for a moment and allows your eyes to kind of see it and just gives it time to, like, register in here. But again, 4 or 5 milliseconds, it's like 1/20th of a second. It's still a super, super short time. Even less than 1/10 of a second, you know. So it's going to be plenty fast enough to, like, keep up. Then at that point, we're going to turn digit 1 to high. And that's going to stop turning on digit 1. And then we can go on and move digit 2 to low, right? And again, digit 2, in my case, is this digit here. So that would be my second. So at that point, I would go through the same process. I would display my seconds. I'd wait 4 milliseconds. Then I would turn this display off. Then I would turn this display on by, again, digitally writing it low. This is my 10 seconds display, so I would create a 10 seconds display 10 seconds. I'd wait 5 milliseconds, 4 milliseconds, whatever. And then I would set this display to high to turn it off. And then the next line of code, I would set the 100 seconds, or my digit 4, to low to turn it on. I would display my 100 seconds, which is the 100 seconds. I would wait 4 milliseconds, or 5, whatever, and then I would turn this to high, okay? And that would spit out all of the numbers within my system. Then, as I go through the loop another time, right, the void loop, because we keep looping through our void loop, it's going to update all the times, and then it's going to display all the times out here, and then it's going to go through the loop again. You know, so, like, ultimately, I understand, you know, there's a lot of stuff coming in, and I understand, but ultimately here, like, just like a lot of coding, it's a lot of repetition. You know, you're starting with this process right here, and you're just going to repeat it. Digitally write 1 low, display 10th seconds, delay your interval, turn it back to high. Then digitally write digit 2 low, display seconds, delay interval, digitally write digit 2 high. Then digitally write digit 3 low, display 10 seconds, delay interval, digitally write digit 3 high. Then the next one, you know? So I mean, like, it's just literally like looping through this. You could actually probably create like a whole subroutine to do this and it would work just fine. But you don't have to either. Like, I just have them listed out, you know? And then again, all of this stuff is commented out here, and then it should run. Okay, so that's where I'm going to leave it at for right now. I think that should be enough. You know, I do wish that people would ask me the question in class instead of writing me emails, because I could have helped all of you with this stuff in class. But hopefully this really helps you from here, and then we can move on to, you know, finishing this thing up. So I'm going to give all of you until Sunday to wrap this up, but by Monday morning, I expect all of these to be turned in to me. Okay? All right. Good luck with this. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.